In our last episode, this 40-something gamer bested all the achievements in Super Mario Land to climb 100 spots up the Retro Achievements leaderboard. This week, we'll take on another seemingly innocuous kid-friendly game that will hopefully produce easy points, moving us closer to our goal of the top 2,000. Or will it? Let's find out. Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers was a fun little platformer released for the NES by Capcom, based on the beloved Disney cartoon series of the same name. I remember this game being a go-to when I wanted to impress childhood friends with my fledgling gaming skills, as it was fairly easy and could be beaten like a rented mule. It also had a pretty rockin' soundtrack and a great two-player simultaneous mode. There are currently 60 achievements needed to master this game on retroachievements.org. Let's see how I do. I got off to a good start, attaining my first achievement by collecting 55 flower stamps in the first level without losing a life. This was followed a few moments later by picking up 3 more achievements in rapid succession. 1 for clearing the first zone, 1 for clearing it without dying, and 1 for picking up 7 stars without dying. We are off to a sizzling start. But that was not to last in Zone A, as I inexplicably decided to commit rodenticide at the sight of these first enemies. Unfortunately, this would be a preview of things to come. Thankfully, for the time being, I recovered and powered through Zone A, picking up my 5th achievement. Zone B was a return to form, as I collected my 6th achievement for collecting 74 flower stamps without losing a life. This was quickly followed by achievements 7 and 8 for clearing Zone B and doing so without dying. Zone C then started off well, as I picked up my 9th achievement for collecting 15 stars without losing a life. Sadly, Zone C would also see a continued trend of rodent death that would continue to occur over the next few levels. Undaunted, I kept at it and earned 3 more achievements for clearing Zone C, D, and E. Zone F had mercy on me, as these chipmunk death platforms from Hades behaved themselves, cooperating and allowing me to collect 60 flower stamps without dying, complete the level, and complete it without dying, all the while earning 3 more achievements. Zone G is the casino, and it was just that, as I hit the jackpot, picking up 5 total achievements. The first came for grabbing 25 stars without dying, followed by grabbing 130 flower stamps in the level without losing a life. I then finished the level and did so without dying. Then, in the bonus game, I brought my lives total to 9, earning the Catmonk achievement. Amazing! I was starting to get a little cocky, which would lead to my near downfall, as the last 3 zones would cause me to lose every one of those 9 lives, and then some. Still, I was able to battle my way through zones H and I, earning achievements for both. At last, it was on to the final zone, Zone J, where I proceeded to have my chipmunk bum paddled again and again. Quite embarrassingly, I had to use my first, second, and then last continue. Thankfully, I salvaged this first run by finally getting the best of Fat Cat, finishing the game and earning my 23rd achievement. My screen capture software must have also been disgraced by this pathetic display of gaming skill, as it refused to record my gameplay for the next few playthroughs, where I was able to grind out another 16 achievements. These mostly consisted of collecting flower stamps and completing zones without dying. OBS Studio must have been pleased with my return to form, as it started working again, just in time to capture the Zipper Challenge achievement for Zone A, rewarded for completing a level without taking a hit. I was then able to earn the Zipper Challenge achievements for Zones B, C, D, F, E, and G in rapid succession, bringing my achievement total to 46. We're over 3/4 of the way there and moving fast. Achievement 47 saw the tables turn from earlier, as now this chipmunk was kicking the final zone's bum, beating it without dying. The next achievement was earned for collecting 50 stars without losing a life. Then came one of the more challenging achievements, collecting 75 stars in a row without dying. This requires you to play through roughly 3/4 of the game without losing a monk. The biggest run killer for me was without a doubt Zone F, with these evil, disappearing, reappearing platforms. Many a run were lost here. Eventually, with some skill and mostly luck, I was able to sneak through the zone unscathed and eventually pick up achievement 49. The next 10 achievements were quite challenging, but inventive and fun, calling for you to play a 2-player game wherein Chip has to carry Dale through each level without dying and without Dale taking a single hit. Most of the tension comes during the boss fights, timing where and when to throw Dale so he doesn't take damage and so you can lay the smack on the boss. As you can see, the first zone boss is fairly straightforward, allowing me to pick up achievement number 50. Zone A required a little more Dale hat dancing, but was still fairly straightforward. Zone B was arguably the most challenging boss fight with Dale due to the randomness of the spaceship's flight patterns. Still, with patience, timing, and a little luck, I was able to pick up achievement 52. With no boss fight in Zone C, picking up the achievement here was fairly easy. The Zone D boss is also fairly predictable in its pattern, making this another achievement that wasn't too hard. My hatred for Zone F lessened by the width of a chipmunk whisker when it gave me a decent platform pattern, allowing me to grab my 55th achievement. Just 5 more to go. Zone G was another one of those instances where you just find a good spot for Dale to hang out while you take care of this cat who is throwing what I always thought were potato chips. I think I still do. There's at least one tricky jump in Zone H, but again no boss, so overall fairly easy for this achievement. The I-Zone boss also has a very predictable pattern, making this achievement very attainable. Well, how fitting that the final 2 achievements involve Zone J, the level that humiliated and humbled my middle-aged gaming skills so mercilessly earlier. First, I completed the zone with Dale in hand, which was made straightforward by the fact that he can sit unscathed in the corner while we take care of the Tubby Tabby. And finally, the last Zipper Challenge achievement was in sight, requiring mastering Zone J without taking any damage. The trickiest part of this level involves a conveyor belt traversing plunger gun weasel that normally takes 2 hits, almost guaranteeing that he will damage you. However, if you time it just right and hit him exactly when he appears on screen, as I did here, you can defeat him with just 1 hit. After this, Fat Cat went down again, earning a hard-fought 60 achievements and a 6.5 hour mastery time. I picked up even more retro points this past week from another game I loved as a kid, Double Dragon 2. I had previously mastered this game on retro achievements, but saw that some new achievements were recently added. Most of these were fairly easy, but one is designed to really put your gaming skills to the test, beating the game without losing a single life. This is particularly challenging due to the number of instant death areas in the game and the precise timing needed to pull off the 2 most important moves, the Hyper Knee and Hyper Uppercut. Despite my repeated failures, I kept persisting, and after the better parts of 2 evenings, I was finally able to notch this one in my belt. Well, after a hard-fought yet enjoyable week of testing my middle-aged gaming skills, I can add another game to my achievements completed list, and I am ecstatic to see I climbed nearly 250 positions on the leaderboard. We're almost into the top 3,000. If you've enjoyed this content and want to cheer this aging gamer on, please consider liking and perhaps even subscribing to the channel. Are there any retro games you'd like to see me try to master? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and happy gaming, my chipmunk-loving friends.